Well, good afternoon, angels. This is Sunday. Hope you're having a good day so far. Um, Saturday for me was a little chaotic and a bunch of stuff was going on, so I didn't get to do this Saturday. And I wanted to go back to Friday. Friday, we talked about peacefulness, and I've got to share this with you. It To me, it's funny now, but I was saying how we can't let other people, other things steal our peacefulness. Well, let me explain first that the apartment complex we're in is not just for seniors and disabled and stuff, which I probably should have thought about before I moved in 5 years ago. But where our building is, there's nobody behind us or in front of us or anything like that. So it's just two stories. So there were people right above us, adults, and people on the other side, also adults upstairs. They both both apartments moved out like a little over a month ago, and then maybe a month before that. So these two apartments were empty. Now they're two bedroom, and the people that moved in across from us is a gentleman and his father who is beginning stages of Alzheimer's. Anyway, so it's fairly quiet in our little group here with the four apartments. It's not the whole building, but it's the four apartments in this section of the building. And Friday night, there were people going upstairs to the apartment right above us, and there were children running back and forth and excited. And now I don't know if you've ever lived in a downstairs apartment, but you can hear people move around sometimes, especially if they walk heavy, or children who will run and jump and play. It's loud, and especially in the evening. So this went on and on for some time. Um, and because of the way it's situated, there's also an echo effect right outside our doors and stuff. It just, the stairs and everything, it just kind of makes it an echo. And they were, sounded like they were standing right inside their door with the door open. So it was loud. And I don't know if it's because I think things differently of the way other people do, but it was what I felt was inconsiderate and very noisy and loud. I said that right. Part of me, I was just in my recliner watching TV, and part of me just wanted to go out and scream upstairs because I can't do steps and say, "Are you kidding me?" And then it dawned on me that I was just talking about peacefulness and not letting things steal my peace. So before I did go outside and I looked up the stairs, and God of my angels said, "Really, Rita? Don't you? Is that how you want to handle this? You don't even know these people yet. You haven't met them yet. And it may not be a constant thing. Don't you want to just, like, when you see them, introduce yourself and, and then talk about it if it continues?" And I hung my head, went back in and sat down and continued watching TV. And it was like, I, I cannot let this steal my peace. So I didn't, maybe for a minute, it was like, oh God, but it didn't last. And, and I'm happy about that. I'm happy that I didn't just react totally. I mean, like I said, I did go outside. Now and looked up the stairs, but I didn't say anything. I didn't do anything. I just went back in. And when I got that message from God and the angels, I was like, okay, practice what you preach, Rita. So, and not that I'm preaching, I'm just sharing my thoughts and beliefs and opinions. But it was like, okay, I just gotta let this go. And since then, there hasn't been a lot of noise, and I'm pretty sure from today's sounds that are not extremely loud, um, they're moving in, and and that's fine. I mean, I don't have anything to say about who moves in and who doesn't move in. So it's just sometimes you just have to go. When I say count to 10, sometimes I start at 6 because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is just like irritating. But I did. I just took a deep breath and did the thing I was talking about, and it turned out that I was better for it. I I didn't react like I wanted to in the moment, and and I think when we can do that, we can look back at it and go, I'm proud of myself for not reacting all the way. The inside of me reacted. I wanted to react verbally, but I didn't. And I'm glad I didn't, because number one, that would have been a really bad start to a possible friendship. And it just, it was just the right thing to do, way I ended up doing it. And I know that God and my angels are the ones that stopped me from reacting any further. And I just wanted to share that with you. Also, I want to thank um, the person that commented on the peacefulness video. I really appreciate any comments and thoughts and beliefs from people. Thank you for doing that. Um, but I just had to share that. I made myself some notes today because there's quite a bit that I'd like to cover. Um, Yesterday I did start my day out by studying and writing. Um, I just didn't. I want to say I didn't have the time to do a video, but I didn't feel like I could take the time and do it any justice. So um, yesterday was about our true self, who we are, and who we are within is our true self, and the things that we need to do is like seek the light and love that's already within us, and let it enfold us. I mean, that is something that I try to do on a daily basis. Um, as we all make mistakes, or we all want to react sometimes, but true light and love is already within us. But we have to be willing to seek and step into that truth, um, regardless of our age. I think that I was raised going to church, and I think that a lot of us probably were. I don't know. But so that was kind of a pattern and a standard in my life all along, even though I strayed from that many times and came back and strayed and came back. But I'm okay with that because I know that I'm human and I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to do things I shouldn't, make wrong choices, etc. But our life's purpose is waiting for us right now, this moment. I mean, to expand on that light and love, and things will just flow so much more easily. And I just, we have to be willing to express that love and light. Um, for ourselves to keep us, you know, in better balance. And I mean, I know that when I smile at a stranger, it makes me feel good. I'm hoping it makes them feel good. You know, maybe they needed that today. Um, you know, when I shake a hand of someone that I was happy to meet, you know, that I think it makes us both feel good. It's a connection that we don't always get to have with people. Um, Now, for me, usually when I'm leaving somebody's space or walking away, that somebody I really know and love and care about, I actually like to give a hug. I'm, I'm a hugger. I hug trees. So dogs, pets, you know, I'm a hugger. Um, but that it's it's a feeling of love when you can do that. Um, some people don't like to be touched or hugged, but it's a wonderful feeling if you allow yourself to do it or to be hugged. Um, I think a lot of people send hugs virtually with um, like Facebook and stuff when they feel like somebody needs it, and I think it's very touching. It's warming. So when we're seeking the light within ourselves and we share that light and love, we have like with ourselves, we have to like and love ourselves, have the light and love within ourselves, and we share it with ourselves, then we have all the more to share with others. And I think that's essential in our lives to, I don't know, especially in today's world, to let people know that it's not everybody's crazy or uncaring or, you know, I don't, what's the term? Karens that just go nuts about stuff. It, Not everybody's like that, even though it seems at times there are a lot of people out there that are like that. If we can maintain that light and love within ourselves and give it to ourselves, then and then share it with others, it makes the world a little bit better. And I think it's it's important to share that light and love, to sometimes, like I said, just walking by somebody and giving them a smile. It's even nice sometimes, like you have a stranger in front of you in line at a grocery store or something, and just say something nice to them. You know, I love your hair, or I love the color of your eyes, or you know, it doesn't have to be, you know, like, oh my God, what do they want? I don't want anything. I just want to hopefully make you happy for a moment. And I just, you know, I guess the thing is to begin within, because that's your true self. That's your soul, your spirit, your true light and love from God and our angels, and you have to be willing to do that so you can be true to yourself and be true to others. I mean, I know sometimes you don't want to be that true in front of others, but you should be who you are. You know, I still have some bad habits and things that I still do, and um, you know, that's me. That's who I am, and it's up to me to deal with that. But I don't kick myself for it. You know, I'm not on any kind of dope or anything. I never have been, and I don't want to be. But you just you have to be a beacon, uh, of light in the darkness, and shine your true self. Let it shine so you feel better, other people feel better, that sometimes just see you. They don't even know you, but you don't haven't you ever seen somebody that just looked so happy and so at peace with themselves, and had their aura is beautiful and everything, and you think, you know, that is so awesome to see, especially nowadays. They just there's a special something about them, and that lifts my spirits when I see that. Even if I'm already shining my light in the darkness, it just it adds to the light we're shining together, and it makes things brighter and easier to handle, and lets you get ready to just go out into the world if you need to, and be okay, because we are always protected. I mean, yes, things happen, and but like I said, if we maintain, again, I'm saying that if we maintain our peacefulness, our light, our love for ourselves, then it's unlimited amount of light and love and peacefulness that we can share with others. We just do it because we're already there. It's our true self coming out. And that's a beautiful thing. You know, God wants us to be our true selves from our souls, our spirits that are true selves. And the other thing I wanted to talk about, I actually wrote about this today, um, was harmony or chaos. And this all kind of goes together, I guess. It's just a continual thing that just kind of started out. But harmony is a state of um, being in balance, being in joy. And the question, I guess, is how do we bring harmony into our physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual selves in balance? Well, it's kind of like spring cleaning, you know? I kind of cringe on that because because it's work to do spring cleaning, but it's work well worth the time. So we have to clear out the negativity from our lives, from our thoughts and what's around us. If we're constantly around negative people, it gets on us, doesn't it? I mean, if somebody is constantly negative, and or you hear it and it nagging just constantly around it, whether it's at work or at home or school or wherever you're at, it gets on you after a while, and then you start thinking negative and you start reacting to negativity, and then you start speaking negatively, and it's like a crazy vicious cycle, and you've got to separate yourself from that, to maintain a balance of mental health, physical health, emotional health, but spiritual health for sure. I mean, it's just, it's almost impossible. Well, I'll say it is impossible to stay balanced and in harmony when you're around negativity. You have to separate yourself from it. Excuse me. You gotta drink water. You have to separate yourself from it. If it's for a moment or for a day or forever, but you have to be away from it to bring yourself back into balance, because it will affect you physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. if you're constantly around negativity. It's it's horrible. It's a horrible feeling, and we have to be willing to hear those voices from God and our angels, that inwardly and outwardly we have to hear those voices, listen for those voices, and know that they're saying, stop, go, get away from it, whatever you need to do. And then you can bring yourself back into balance. It's a fine thing to, you know, even if it's for a minute and you're around somebody negative. it's it I know for me it gets on me, and it's like you want to just shake it off, and you remove yourself from it. If it's on the phone, across the street, in a different apartment, at work, um, it just, it's out there. You can't stop the ones that are doing it, but you can stop yourself from being around it. So it's one of those things that you have to constantly be aware of, constantly listen for those voices, and say, I can't be in this for very long, because it's going to throw me off balance. It's going to hurt me physically, emotionally, mentally, all that, spiritually for sure. But if we can hang on, and we can just be happy, have the harmony, have the joy. I I get the Our Daily Bread uh, daily thing. It's really awesome. And today I was reading about a town in Norway that you might have read it. I don't know if you get it or not. It's just one of the things I look at every day. Um, how they put a sign up at a crosswalk, um, and told people to do a silly walk across when they cross the street. And it encouraged people to have a good time, to be silly, to be joyful. It helps a lot to be silly sometimes. Be childlike. You know, Being a child, you're not afraid of hardly anything, until you're told to be, or whatever, or something actually scares you. But you're adventurous, you're excited, you're happy, you're joyful, you're silly, and God, it's fun. It's fun to be silly sometimes. I mean, that's one of the things that I try. Excuse me. That's one of the things I try to do, um, every day, if I can, is just be silly about something, anything. You know, I may see something on TV and I may make a silly comment about it. If I can make myself laugh, or Deb, my partner, laugh, it's it's uh it's fun. It's fun to be silly. It's fun to be adventurous. It's fun to just let loose sometimes, and do some crazy stuff. Not anything that's going to hurt yourself or others, but just have some fun. You know, um, it removes being silly, and being in harmony and joyful, removes the shadow and darkness from us, and gives us a hope for a better tomorrow, a better the rest of the day. I mean, it's like a little button was pushed in your, that was a lot of fun, you know. And maybe it's not something you can do every day. Maybe it's not anything you can do continuously, but when you do, it's a great feeling in your heart and in your soul. Um, and it's healthy. It's healthy. They say, the saying is, laughter is the best medicine. I think it's true. You know, I feel so much better when I can get a good laugh. Sometimes I'll just watch, um, what is it, the Dry Bar? Um, I don't know if it's on YouTube, and I know it's on Prime, which is nice. But it's just good, clean, funny jokes, and it gives me a laugh, a deep down laugh, and it's amusing, and of course seeing the people that are doing the routine that they do is funny too, because the faces they make while they're doing it, and I don't know, it's just a moment of like, I needed something funny. I needed to laugh today, and if I can't find it myself, then I look for it, because it helps. It, and especially when I do it in the evening and I'm tired, and I might have overdone it, and I'm in a little bit of more pain, and it's like I just need to relax and laugh for a little while. So, that's the thing, that those things all kind of go together, being our true self, maintaining our peacefulness, and again today, the harmony or chaos. What are you going to choose? Would you choose chaos on purpose? I mean, I certainly don't try to do that. I mean, I may create it accidentally, but I don't mean to. And it's certainly, I'm kind of blessed in the way that when I get upset about something, I can get over it almost immediately. It's like I just let go and let go and let God of my angels, whatever. It just, and it kind of just disappears from me, even from my memory. It's like it no longer matters. You might care about it, but it doesn't matter. It can't matter. So, we have to choose. I guess that's the biggest message, isn't it? Choose wisely, because anything that we do, think, say, is sowing a seed. And that seed grows within us and everything around us. So if there's shadow and darkness or negativity, sow the seed, spread the sunshine, spread the light, shine forth, and bring light and love to others. Uh, but the comment that was on the peacefulness was about letting go, and I agree. I totally agree with that. We have to learn to let go. If we don't let go, it eats us up. It ruins us, our true self. It, our true self is always deep within us. But if we don't let go of things, we can't be our true selves. And it's and that's just a shame. It's like a waste. It's not what you were put here for. I mean, our purpose in life is in waiting. We just keep going, and it may even change a little in how we do it, but this purpose stays the same. I don't know if you ever read Rick Warren's Purpose Driven Life, but if you can get a copy of it, it's amazing. I read it quite a while back, and I've written many poems from the inspiration I got from that. But you it's one of the things that I think, for me, I have to remind myself daily, and I guess that's one of the reasons why I study every morning and write things out. Um, to at least try to start my day in a more balanced way, and that gives me a much better chance of dealing with whatever comes. Um, I won't say I react positively every time. I don't think any of us do, but we certainly have the power within to rein it back in. And I mean, I have it, you have it. You just got to believe. Believe in God, your angels, the universe, whatever, but believe in yourself. I mean, we make mistakes, but God doesn't. And we have choices. But at the same time, God won't interrupt the decisions that we make, the choices that we make. He'll let it play out. But we have all that within us that we can make changes in the minute, in the hour, in the day, in the weeks to come. It's a constant cycle of reining ourselves in and rethinking before we speak, before we act, before we react. And I mean, I have to remind myself of that every day. And I don't think it's because I forget it. I think I just, with the things that I have to deal with the world that we're dealing with the news we're dealing with everything we're dealing with. I mean, it seems sometimes that it's just constantly coming at us. And for me, I need to remind myself that I am never alone, number one. I've got God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, angels, universe, in other words, the divine source I've got daily, every minute. I mean, every minute of the day. And that's within me. That gives me the power to do what I should do, need to do, how I react, how I don't react, the things that come at me that I'm not expecting, and how I can handle that. I mean, we've all got that strength. We've all got that love and light. I mean, we are loved beyond measure. We have the light within us. All we have to know is how to activate it. And I try to remind myself every day on different little categories of things that have helped me immensely. And I guess these videos are so I can reach out to you, and maybe it'll help you to know that you are loved beyond measure, to know that that love and light is already within you, to know that you're never alone. And and I just hope and pray that my little videos and comments are helpful to you, to help you get through each day, 1 minute at a time. Sometimes one step at a time isn't enough for me. I have to take a minute at a time. But, I'm just me. I'm not perfect. I don't proclaim to be perfect. I definitely don't always deal with things peacefully and maintain the harmony and joy in me. I react sometimes, and I'm not proud of those moments. I'm not saying I am. I'm just saying that I'm human, and stuff happens, you know, and I understand, you know, and stuff happens. We just have to, for me, I'll say this for me. I have to remind myself on a daily basis that things are going to happen, good and bad, every day. Something something good, something bad every day. We have to recognize the good for sure and enjoy it when it happens. We have to recognize the bad and learn to deal with it in a more uplifting, beneficial way to our well being and be in a state of harmony and joy, be in a state of peacefulness, and let our true selves actually blossom and share that light and love with people. I mean, I am a much better person today than I was probably 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. You know, I'm not always proud of all the things I did in those 50 years. I made a lot of wrong choices, wrong decisions, but I made a lot of right ones too. And we cannot go back and make a new choice. We cannot change what's already been done. We cannot we cannot pretty much we can't do anything about any of it. But what we can do is also not beat ourselves up about it. We have to keep moving forward. We have to incorporate our new being, our new better self. There was a sign I had up for a while on my wall. I still have it, I just moved it. Uh, in a world where you can be anything, be yourself, I will add to that, be your best self, be your true self. It, if you're not true to yourself, you can't possibly be true to anybody else. So, you know, lighten up a little bit on yourself. Let go. Let go of the choices you made yesterday, 10 minutes ago, whatever. Let go of that. Make a new choice now. You know, change your thought processes and do things differently now. And I just feel like, you know, if you seek light and love within, you're going to express light and love and you're going to receive light and love. I believe that. I've seen it happen. It's happened to me. So it's one of those things that even if you don't like a situation, you want to tell somebody off. Why? What's it going to do? I mean, it's not going to really help anything. It's not going to help the situation. It might make you feel better for a minute. But is it worth it in the end? Probably not. You know, I guess the other thing is you get what you give, good or bad. I think some people call it karma. I know I have. And sometimes we don't see karma on somebody that did us wrong. And that's got to be okay. We don't need to. I believe in karma. I have felt it, and I have seen some of it on others. And sometimes I think, well, you deserved it. Which probably isn't the right thing to think either, but it's like, I said I'm human. So, uh, but there's just some things we have to learn that we can't change about others. Oh, in fact, there's a lot of things we can't change about anybody else. They have to want to change it. But we can be an example. And if I would caution you enough to say, if you don't see a change, remove yourself from it. Because I'm assuming at this point it would be negative. Um, it's not worth being around at any moment. And it doesn't help anybody. And the people that are constantly negative are hurting themselves. And I guess some of this is also intertwined with um, forgiveness. When we forgive somebody that has hurt us, I don't feel like they need to know it as much as we need to forgive it, because it helps us to forgive. It doesn't, they may not even care if they know that you forgave them, but it'll help you. And it helps you physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. So, you know, why hold on to it? Again, it's let go. Just let go of it. it Forgiveness is about you being better. It doesn't mean you're erasing what somebody did to you. It means that you can let it go now. You don't have to see them again. You don't have to be around them ever again. But if you let go of it, forgive them, it heals you. It makes you whole. Because if you don't forgive, it'll eat you up. You'll constantly be thinking about it. And that's just not healthy. And I know forgiveness is hard sometimes because it was a very drastic thing that happened. And you don't think you can ever forgive them for that. I'm here to tell you, you need to forgive, heal yourself. Like I said, you don't ever have to see them again. You don't have to deal with them again. But if you don't forgive, it's going to eat you up. You will never be totally whole. You will never be totally your true self. And you want to be able to sow a positive seed of light, love, joy, harmony, peacefulness to those around you, your immediate family, your children, your parents, your grandparents, whatever, your spouses, your whole life that is around you. You sow those seeds within you, you'll be sowing the seeds with them. And then you can all grow, because whatever you choose, you have to choose wisely, because it grows within you. and it gets on everything around you. So, I guess that's it for today. I need one more drink of water, sorry. But I hope this has helped in some way. Please feel free to comment on the videos. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the views. Um, like and subscribe. Subscribing will help you find each video quicker. And just embrace life. Shine your light today. You'll receive it tenfold back. I promise. So for today, peace and love.